Thank you for attending this breakout session. This session is filled with powerful information to help improve your health and empower you. Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. We are you.
Welcome to KJLH Women's Health Expo, brought to you by Rastafri Braid and Jakkia Lyn. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're ready for a good time. So let's get right into it. I go by the name of DJ Dying Peace, the Mixin' Vixen. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Rastafri. They provide the best in braiding hair and crochet styles, always on trend in various textures, lengths, and colors, giving instant confidence and style to the everyday woman. Rastafri is the braid for the people.
Welcome to Rastafri's beauty panel with KJLH's Women Health Expo and Digital 2020. I'm excited to have you guys all here. Now, I kind of want to get into just a little bit of history because I feel like we all have our own personal hair journeys and history that we've been through, but I don't think everyone kind of knows the history and kind of where I just want to say Black hair started and kind of what it's been through. So for centuries, Black women have been able to express our creativity and our culture through our hair. There's been a lot of periods of time where we've had to use our hair and protective styles to actually protect food for us to be able to get through the Middle Passage or be able to have food to plant when we got to our location, which we didn't know about. There has been a lot of scenarios where we've not been able to express ourselves with our hair based upon, say, our locks. People end up calling them dreadlocks sometimes because they thought they were dreadful, but over time we were able to express their true name. We've been told our hair has been unprofessional at times. And then more in recent years, the Crown Act was able to be passed in California where you can no longer discriminate against people for their cultural ties to their hair. So with all that being said, we have a history of a lot of things we just could not do. So I'm excited to be able to have this panel talk about the health and the importance and the culture of what we can do with our hair now. So on this panel, I'd like to really have us focus on celebrating the soulfulness and our passion behind our hair and all that it embodies. Again, with that being said, I want to thank our sponsor, Rastafri, for providing quality products for us to be able to create what we want to with our hair. And I want to introduce our brilliant, beautiful panel guests. So I'm going to start off with Sherelle Jackson. She's our creative director and product developer for Rastafri. Hey, Sherelle. Hey. I've got Tashay Hines, marketing assistant for Rastafri and makeup artist, which we can tell because her makeup looks beautiful. We've got Jakkia Scott, stylist and owner of Passion with Purpose, Braid Studio, and Beauty Supply.
Hi.
Hey. And we've also got Kelsie Lyn, celebrity hairstylist, makeup artist, and public figure.
Hi, guys.
Hey. We've also got Sade Miller, founder of MSMLA Media and Styles by Sade M.
Hey,
and,
guys.
Hey. Girl.
Thank you.
And then we've got Latreasha Nolen, author, poet, and entrepreneur, and anti-colorism activist.
Hey.
Love it. And I love that shirt. I love it. Speaks a lot about your anti-colorism activism.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely. All right. So thank you, ladies, for being here today. I'm excited. This is very new because KJLH normally has it obviously in person, but now with all that's going on with health, we want to keep everybody healthy and safe. So we're doing this from the comfort of our home and our studios and our offices. So I'm really excited that you guys can make it here. So let's kind of get into a little bit, I want to say, the history of Rastafri, because these are our sponsors and these are the people that really give us a lot of creativity with what we can do with braiding hair, with wigs, color. I think they even have like glow in the dark mood. I mean, the products really just are vast and a variety. So I'm excited to kind of get into the history of that. So Sherelle, quick question for you, girl. How did Rastafri get started?
Well, actually, the company started in 1986. It was founded by Mr. Kim, and in about, I think 2000, around 2000, I actually came on board. So my mom had a beauty supply slash boutique, and I did hair there. And my mom actually had like a, small beauty supply where she got the products from, Golden State Imports. And he asked her if she'd do anyone who could come help. And so me being 19, I went for an interview and I've been at the company ever since. So Rastafri started in 2001, shortly after I began. Our vice president, Mr. John Chung, we together collaborated on the Rastafri brand. And so he took a trip to Jamaica, loved it, loved the culture, loved the people, and came up with the name. And then I came in and sought out, of course, the best hair product that we could put on the market, because me being a braider, I wanted to put out something high quality that braiders would use every day.
What do you want women to take from being able to have the freedom to do whatever they want with their hair? Like, I'm looking at the mannequins behind you. There's one with butterflies. There's one that has an updo. There's just so many different varieties. What do you want women to take from being able to use your brand?
Well, we want women to celebrate their beauty from within. You know, like, everybody has their own sense of what they feel beauty is. So we want everybody to celebrate that individually, you know. So Tashay, she's rocking our goddess braid, you know, she can rock that, right? But I'm more into the bigger hair. This makes me feel beautiful. And so we have something for everyone. And so with that, we want people to celebrate and to, you know, be proud to rock their hair and know that it's something that we created for them, that there's somebody behind the scenes that actually understands what we need.
Every product that comes through Rastafri doors, we examine to the T. We weigh them, we check the colors, we make sure the colors are correct, we make sure the length. We give you quality by us making sure that it is precise. We want great quality at a reasonable price.
Tell me about the fiber that is used to make the actual braiding hair.
So this hair per se that I'm wearing right now is Toyokalan fiber. And honestly, I braided my hair last night and it was the easiest process I've ever done. I would say the fiber is great. It doesn't hurt my fingers. It's great texture to it. It's very soft. And can I show you guys the curls on the end? This is my favorite part about it. The curls on the end, and I could even put this in hot water and straighten it when I'm finished, or even recurl it. But definitely the fiber, we make sure it's safe for everyone and it saves time.
Tell me a little bit about the ambassador program.
A couple of years ago, maybe like 3 years ago now, I wanted to create a group to bring women together from different backgrounds, different career goals, and merge them together to create like a synergy. You know, a lot of times we're trying to build our brand, we're trying to figure things out, but sometimes we can feel alone. And so we might need different aspects to add together. So that's why, one of the reasons why we created our ambassador program. And not only to put these women together, but so they can collaborate and use each other's resources and celebrate each other, support each other while they're wearing our Rastafri product and making it a lifestyle. And so from that, with me and our president, Gina, we've actually, I mean, we love our ambassadors so much. We try to show it as much as we can with, you know, the trips that we plan, the tours that we've been on, like the Afrolicious tour, which is how we met you, Kiki, and just traveling and just doing stuff as a team together.
My next questions are for Jakkia and Kelsie. Why is it important for us to have healthy hair? Why do we need to have healthy hair under our protective styles, or just in general?
Healthy hair basically is the foundation of any style. It's what is going to adhere to the style. So if you have a wig or a weave or braid extensions, if you don't have any hair, it's a little bit hard to, you know, do that style. We have to come up with some other kind of way of making it work. Essentially, as a culture, we are not taught to take care of our hair. We weren't taught that our hair was beautiful, you know? And so when a lot of people would get weaves, their hair didn't look healthy when you saw it underneath. And so it's really important because it can lead into like anything from like traction alopecia to where you're actually losing your hair, or even thinning. And that can be really, really dangerous for the future of your hair. And if you actually care about your hair and care about who you are, I think part of it is caring about yourself.
Jakkia, tell me a little bit, because I know that your business also has some base around alopecia and helping women with alopecia. So can you just even tell us in regards to healthy hair and not healthy hair, how does alopecia start? Is it because your hair isn't healthy?
Just to kind of piggyback on what Kelsie was saying, that a lot of women, they aren't taught about how to take care of their hair. And for me, I did have it's like genetic, where I have like, my edges are kind of thin. So I noticed that runs in my family. And I noticed a lot of women, they have that same problem. They don't take care of it. So for me, growing up doing my hair, I realized that I had to do certain styles to keep the tension off of my hair so that it wouldn't pull it out. So that's where I kind of specialize in helping women who do have alopecia, whether it's from medical conditions or women who may have suffered from a sickness that caused their hair to fall out. God has blessed me with the gift to be able to provide these styles for women using Rastafri braid extensions. A lot of my clients have grown over the years where I provide services. I like to call it hair loss reconstruction. And some women come to me and they have like severe hair loss, and I'm able to kind of determine between the type of hair loss that they have, what style may work best for them. And then I'm able to give them a braid. I can't even explain it to you, but I'm able to give them a braid style that they're able to go out, walk outside and feel good about themselves, because they don't have to wear a wig or they don't have to walk around and show their bald spots. It really brings me joy to see them get up and like, I'll show them the mirror and they're like, oh my God, some people are even crying because it's like, I never thought that I could even have braids because my hair is gone.
I love that. I love that. So Latreasha, I do have a question for you, girl. Now, I heard that you're a vegan.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
So I want to know, as a vegan, how do you select hair care products or put together hair care products on a budget?
So I definitely use Instagram and YouTube influencers a lot to see what they're using on a budget. And then I just go in and look at the products to see if there are any animal byproducts. So that's what I do. And that's how I pick my products. A lot of products that are on the cheaper end usually have animal byproducts, so it's difficult. But once I find a product that is vegan or that's pretty cheap, then I just use a little bit of that, or I mix it with a shea butter that I have at home or olive oil that I have at home to spread it out.
But whether you're vegan or not, being able to say, hey, I can go to Instagram or YouTube and find these different recipes or things to put together to still get the job done, and maybe even better job than
yeah, for sure.
Byproducts. Now, do you have like a recipe or like something quick or ingredients that you use for sure on a regular basis to help keep your hair moisturized and just healthy?
Yeah, for sure. Shea butter, olive oil, Jamaican castor oil, and coconut oil. I like to just mix those in. And I keep mine in the refrigerator because I don't use any preservatives. So, and I don't want any water getting in or any bacteria. So I keep it in the refrigerator and I do it for about 7 days. Now,
Kelsie, you work with celebrity clients, right?
Yes, I do.
When you run into celebrity clients with alopecia, how do you work with them? Is it different to still get that like glammed up look?
So I also look at the texture of their hair, and I look at where the alopecia is. And so it's so funny. I recently had a client who just, we had planned to do a full head of individuals, and we couldn't because the center of her hair was like totally just gone. And so sometimes you just have to switch up the style. And so instead of doing a full head of individuals, we did individuals in the back and took the front and did like a cornrow bun style. One of the biggest things that I also like to do is not always add a lot of hair. Sometimes adding too much hair can create more weight. Naturally, these fibers weigh more than our hair, obviously. And so to be able to sustain, the base has to be thick enough. And so with someone who has alopecia, if you make it a little bit smaller, it'll help it to sustain a little bit longer.
So tell us about the importance about keeping your hair healthy in between different hair transitions. So from different braid styles, wig to weave. How do we keep that healthy and why?
Anytime you're setting up a style that you're going to keep in for a long time, how you prep it is very important. Weaves are kept in your hair a lot longer than braids, right? So making sure you have a really good clean scalp, that you haven't stripped your hair of all its moisture. So if you're going to clarify, follow up with the moisturizing shampoo, do a really good deep condition. If you have a scalp issue, do a hot oil treatment before you get into that weave or to that braid style, so that your scalp is lubricated and that it has the right nutrition to sustain itself if you cannot wash your hair. And then two, if you can, just knowing how to properly wash your hair while maintaining the style at the same time. A lot of people, they try and wash their hair in certain styles and it can either get mildewy or get frizzy. And so it's really very important that whoever's doing it is educating you on the proper way to elongate the style and how to take care of it as well. Definitely keeping your hair moisturized and your scalp oiled with your, like in a braid or a twist style. That's really important, only because of, our body has like 1 billion skin cells that we shed per day. And so as Black people, we don't wash our hair every day, number one. So if we have a braid style in for a month and a half, 2 months, how many dead skin cells are there? So using the proper oils that are going to be antifungal, antiseptic, antibacterial to keep your hair healthy, or even using sea breeze if you actually need a good deep clean without washing your hair and messing up the style, just to kind of regulate your pH balance, and spraying your hair very lightly with like a light leave-in conditioner just to keep your hair moisturized and lubricated so you're not shedding too much after the process. Those are all things that are very important to maintaining the longevity and the health of your hair.
What's your favorite Rastafri product to use when styling celebrities?
The Rastafri Freedom Silky braid hair is essential, especially like when I'm doing goddess braids. Everyone loves the whole goddess braids look with the curly ends, things like that. And it kind of blends in really nicely with the human hair that we add at the end, gives it an amazing silky look. And when I am working with people with alopecia, I love using the twist and dread hair that we use. It's very, very light. It can be used to substitute for braiding, and that I learned from Miss Kia, but I love it for my twist. It's amazing. It gives you that silky look or that kinky look depending on how you use it, and it doesn't weigh down the hair. So those are my 2 favorite products.
Nice. And Sade, how about you? What are your favorite products?
For when I first started out, definitely the Freedom Silky, because it gave the nice classic style look. It was nice and silky for my fingers, and then for the braids, they looked really cohesive. All the braids looked the same, and I really love that. Lately, since I've been on this knotless braid train, a lot of my clients have been coming for that. So I've definitely loved to use the Amazon 3X, and that is the which fiber is that again?
Toyokalon also.
Toyokalon. Okay, that's what I thought. So that one. I love doing pre-stretch with the knotless because it gives a nice finish at the bottom, and I love that fiber because it definitely has like a foam touch to it, to where the braids have a nice fullness, but it doesn't look too big. So I definitely love to use that one. And a lot of my clients, they like it because after they leave me and it's dipped, they don't really have to dip it afterwards, time and time again as they're trying to maintain the style. So it keeps a nice silky look the whole entire time.
I just want to chime in on that. When you're talking about dipping the hair and it being saved, that's one of the things at Rastafri that we make sure that we use is non-flammable fiber. There are a lot of other companies that, to cut the price down on the product, they'll use a product that is so unsafe that if you walk by a heater or the stove or a fire pit, you will most likely catch on fire. So one thing that we do make sure 100% that our products are safe and unflammable. I just wanted to add that in there.
So what's the process of creating a signature hair image for an artist?
Because I am in PR, public relations, I'm a publicist, I focus on the campaign entirely. So if I am working with a client and they are, if they're on a campaign, they're either promoting an album, a single, or just going with a whole new brand look, we have to talk about what the exact product that they're promoting, what the initiative is with the product or the music, which is the product as well. And everything just has to match. And then of course, whatever fits the look as well. And also looking on previous looks to see what hasn't been done, what have you done, what colors have you not done, what styles that you are interested in, and see if it fits. So for me, I'm looking at it at that standpoint for the entire image.
Kelsie, do you have like a go-to style that you use for an artist? If they're just like, hey, I don't know what I want, do you have one you put on them, or a wig, you're like, hey, this is what's gonna work? Or you're like, no, it has to fit you, type of thing?
I am very customizing for my client. They say, hey, you can do anything, but I also go back to, but what do you like? Because I could do anything, but that doesn't mean you're gonna like it. So I ask them different questions to kind of get what's in their head. Do they like hair in their face? Do they like short hair? Do they like long hair? Do they like full hair? Like, what is it that you like about this, that, and the other? And once I do that, I am able to customize whatever they want, whether it's braids or twists or a weave or whatever it is, or using their natural hair and accentuating it with a Rastafri hair or curl or anything like that to make what they need.
Sade, tell me, how do you merge beauty and PR as far as your brand goes?
I can honestly say, transparently, it is extremely hard. But I remember years ago, I did actually pray on it. You know, I asked God to, whoever's in my chair, please have them make sense, allow them to make sense for my PR career. I started my own agency in 2015, and that's when I made this intentional decision to pray upon that. And I mean, everyone who's been in my chair, for the most part, are either in entertainment or they're in beauty, but it's able to merge. So as far as with Rastafri, it's been a great merger for me because it's been great with networking. I've been able to network with so many of the other brand ambassadors that do so many other things. You know, we all are, some of us are in entertainment. We have Dime Piece, she's a DJ, a radio DJ. Her and I have talked about some of my clients that I've represented on the music side, and we've been able to make things happen. Those are who are in my chair. Some of them who are in beauty, I've been able to use Rastafri braiding hair on them. And every time they come back, they just tell me which ones they like. They try to do different colors. So I've been very fortunate to be able to now have everyone in my chair be either beauty or PR or just in a space for me to network with them to get to the next level.
Now,
and
go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to add too, for, you know, stylists that are watching or braiders that are watching, whoever's in your chair, don't be afraid to speak. I think that some stylists, you know, you get in the chair and you don't really talk to your clients, figure out what they do, figure out what they like, and really open up that conversation. So I think that's super important because you never know who's sitting in your chair and they never know who's braiding their hair. So,
Ms. Nola, can you tell us about colorism that we see amongst different hair textures?
Yeah, so there's definitely still a division, even though we're in 2020 and a lot of people are rocking their natural hair or rocking different hairstyles. We still do have issues and we still do see the division. And so with Rastafri, we're able to bridge the gap between, you know, 4C, 3A hairstyles and to just show and showcase that every hair texture is beautiful. You know, we have the Tahiti curl, which I have in now, or the Jamaican curl, or the Maui. So we have different hair textures that bridges the gap between people all over the world.
The history of how this even came up for us to be able to say, hey, we have different hair patterns, different hair textures, and understand that. Can you tell us about that history and how you use it every day?
So for me, I didn't realize, well, I always knew that there was different type of hair textures, but social media for sure, and YouTube, and seeing like the different women all over, you know, you can just type in. So for me, 4C, so I always type in 4C hairstyles, and I'm able to do my own hair now, which is before I wasn't able to because I was told that I didn't have good hair, or, you know, no one told me my hair was beautiful until college. You know, so I was even afraid to even try to style my own hair. So for sure, social media and for sure looking at different influencers for sure has been a big part in people being able to embrace their own hair that's coming out of their head.
You mentioned social media a lot. So how does this take place in media? You know, how does this affect the culture, the thought about good hair, or the thought about different type of textures? How does this play in our everyday life and our culture and media?
I think that we're just able to see like how beautiful hair can be from all different walks of life. So you see the person with 3C, you see 3A, 4A, you see all these different hair types, but it's beautiful. You know, so this hairstyle that I'm wearing now, I would never wear my hair like this in high school because it wasn't the norm, you know, but to see, you know, social media platforms that's just for girls with natural hair or for crochet hair, you know. So I think that today's time is going to be a good time for the girls that's growing up, because then they'll know that their hair that's growing out of their hair is beautiful, you know. And so that was another reason why I started my campaign with light skin, dark skin, because my daughter, she's of a lighter skin and she also has finer hair. So everyone was like, wow, she has good hair. She has good hair. And it's like, it's 2020. Like, we can't tell her that her hair is good hair, because then she's going to think that someone whose hair is like her mother is bad hair.
You know, I love that you say that. And I love the campaign that you started, light skin, dark skin. I love that. Because I totally could relate as a mother. My kids are of a lighter complexion and have much finer hair. How do we connect soul care to hair care?
Personally, when my hair is not done, I don't feel good. So I know that for sure, for me personally, my soul is connected to my hair. And sometimes we need a reset. And that's another reason why I changed my hair so much. And that's why I truly love Rastafri, because I had, you know, a different braiding style a few days ago, and now I can rock the Tahiti. It's like, you know, your soul, you need that reset. You need that recharge. You know, you need to feel sometimes one with the earth, and sometimes you want to, you know, rock something real silky and curly, you know. So I feel that that's a part of your soul health, is being able to reset, be comfortable, and love yourself, whether you have curly hair or you have straight hair, like I said. So,
Jakkia, tell me the importance of the proper tension and care, or tension relief or care with box braids. I know sometimes braiders can braid too tight. You get the bumps on the side. Sometimes your hair is coming out. So just tell us the proper way to actually install, or the etiquette of how we take care of it.
For me, I like to say you haven't really mastered braiding until you're able to provide a tension-free style. A lot of people consider themselves braiders, but if you do braid and someone has a headache, or their hair is pulling too tight and the follicles are coming out, that's not really a braider to me. I like to use good products. If you use a good product that allows the hair to be slick just good enough to where it, you know, the hair doesn't come out of place, it will allow you to get a good grip on the hair and not necessarily putting too much tension on the scalp. So a lot of times people need to be educated on why they shouldn't braid a certain type of way, and why putting too much tension can cause you to one day have alopecia. So using the right amount of product, and knowing that you should just be gripping the hair and not the scalp is, you know, a good way to do the box braids, and the style can last long enough without putting too much tension.
But I hear that you don't just educate us, you educate other people as well, and that you have Miss Kia's Braid Camp 101, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So tell us about what it is and why you created it, and how it's working out so far.
My braid camp is typically for beginners, a lot of people who are looking to learn the skills and techniques for braiding. I know everybody have different, you know, skills and techniques that they do and that they specialize in, but in my braid camp, I pretty much teach the students how to braid like me, you know, providing tension-free styles. I basically touch topics. I let them show me how they braid, how they position their fingers, you know, what fingers they're using to get their quality braids. And I kind of like tweak it a little bit, and I take my hand to show them how to braid, to be able to do the styles like me. I teach how to do plaits, you know, basic cornrows with their natural hair. And then once they grasp that concept, I show them how to go about adding in the extensions in, invisible add-in technique. Braiding takes a lot of patience and practice. You're not gonna leave the class knowing how to braid like me, but I just like to ensure my class that if you have patience and you just allow me to teach you, don't be so hard on yourself, and don't doubt that you can't learn the techniques. It's just like, I know everybody gets to watch the YouTube videos and stuff, but me, I'm more of a hands-on person. I'm visionary. I have to visualize it, but I need to feel it too. So that's why I started doing the hands-on braiding classes.
Big thank you to our panel. Honestly, I think it's been full of soul, passion, and celebration. Make sure that before you guys check out of here, you guys go below and subscribe, and make sure you guys click on the different breakout sessions that are below. Again, Rastafri is a braid for the people, so make sure you guys support and let everyone know that this is a quality product that they definitely have got to have in their hair.
The KJLH 20th Annual Women's Health Expo at KJLHradio.com. Presented virtually by Rastafri and Radio Free KJLH.